This is part one of setting up your very own OpenClaw on a Hetzner VPS using OpenAI's GPT-5.5. This is the latest version, it's the most up-to-date, and we're using the latest LLM, which is GPT-5.5. First thing we're going to want to do is log into Hetzner, and Hetzner is a virtual private cloud, and it has virtual private servers that you can sign up. So the first thing we want to do is log into Hetzner. We're going to click on Create Resource, click on Servers, go down to Regular Performance. You want to make sure you're using a location that is not geo-restricted to the platform of your choice. So I'm going to be using Hyperliquid, and Helsinki is going to be the country that I want my server to be located in because there's no geo restrictions on Helsinki, and I'm going to use CPX22. I'm going to use Ubuntu using 24.04. Networking, IPv4 is fine, IPv6 is also, and then SSH keys. I have my SSH key already installed. If you don't have an SSH key, I highly recommend it. You can click on Add SSH key here, and then you paste in your SSH key, and it'll automatically set that up for you. Going down, don't select any firewalls, nothing with backups. Go down to the bottom and then just rename this. You can choose whatever you want, and you can also change it later. I'm just going to be calling it YouTube Hetzner. And then I'm going to create the server. So this will probably take a few seconds, and yeah, we have it set up. So we're ready to go. We're going to click into this, and then what we're going to do is we're going to copy this IP address here. We just click it to copy, and then we're going to go into our terminal, and then we're going to SSH root at, paste in that IP address, and then we're going to hit yes to continue. And then now we're actually in the server. And the first thing we want to do when we're in the server is we want to update it. So we're going to do sudo sudo apt update, and that's going to update all of our packages. And then when that's done, we're going to do sudo apt upgrade, and that's going to upgrade all of our packages after updating it. It's going to ask if you want to continue, just hit Y. And then the next thing we want to do is install Tailscale. Just go to the Tailscale website, which is tailscale.com. You can go to /doc/install/Linux. And then you want to scroll down a little bit and go to mainstream distributions. You want to copy this line here. Pretty simple copy. And then when this is done, we're going to paste it in here and install Tailscale. So Tailscale creates a virtual private network. And the goal of having Tailscale is to add security. What we do is we actually make it so that only your computer is going to have access to your VPS, and nobody else on the internet will have access to the VPS. And so now this is done installing. We're going to paste that Tailscale link that we copied earlier in there, hit enter. And you do need a Tailscale account. It's completely free, and you do need to install it on your computer. And once you have that set up, you just type in, you can actually copy and paste this, Tailscale up, and then it's going to give you a website. Just copy it, paste it into your browser, sign into your Tailscale account, and then you're going to connect. You're going to hit the blue button, connect. And what that's going to do is it's going to add your new VPS onto your virtual private network, but only you are going to have access to this. This is the new subnet IP address. So this IP address is now going to get you to this Hetzner account. And so what we want to do now is we want to do a quick reboot. We want to set up the firewall. So what we do is reboot here just to restart the system. Back into Hetzner. And then on the Hetzner dashboard, we're going to click on firewalls. Once we're in the firewalls tab, we're going to create a new firewall. And then the first thing we're going to do is get rid of the second one. There's two of these. And then for the first one, we're just going to hit backspace in here. We're going to click into this field and hit backspace and just have any IPv4. We're going to change the protocol to UDP and change the port to 41641. I don't know if you can see it here, 41641. Any IPv4, UDP 41641. And what that's going to do is it's going to say only devices within your Tailscale network are able to access this server. So you have this set up, you're going to create the firewall, and then it's going to add it to your Hetzner server. And now this address that we copied earlier is the only IP address that's going to have access to your Hetzner VPS. You have to be logged into your network. So I'm up here, I have Tailscale installed. My Tailscale VPS is on YouTube Hetzner. And if you click it, it's going to copy that address. So I'm going to show you right now. I rebooted, so we're logged out. So we're going to SSH. We're going to SSH back into the original address and see what happens. It's not going to let us in, right? But now I have that new SSH value. I have that new SSH IP address, and I'm going to paste that in here. I'm going to hit enter, and it's going to let us in. I'm going to hit yes to authenticate, and now we're in the server. Over here, back to the original IP, we're not able to log in. This is what malicious people are going to try doing, and then they're going to try and get access, but they're not going to have access because we have the firewall up. So now we're in the server. We have all our packages updated, and then we have Tailscale set up properly. We have our firewall, and so our server is secure. We're the only one that has access to it. Nobody else is going to have access to it. And then now we're going to install OpenClaw. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the OpenClaw website, which is openclaw.ai. Scroll down a little bit, and then there's going to be a quick start. And what you want to do is copy this quick start and then go back into our terminal. And then we're going to paste that in. And then it's just going to install OpenClaw. Okay, so once it's installed, we're going to go through the installation process. It's basically just going to tell you there's a security disclaimer. We're going to hit yes to continue. Quick start with the setup. We're going to want to install a LLM model provider. The best LLM right now for OpenClaw is OpenAI's GPT 5.4 and 5.5, which is what we're going to install. What you want to do is scroll up or just hit up on your control key and then go for OpenAI Codex. It's really important that you get Codex, not OpenAI. You want to get Codex. Hit enter on that. Browser login. Hit enter. And then it's going to give you a URL. You want to make sure you have a OpenAI Codex plan. You get access to GPT 5.5. You get really good usage with it. And it's going to be more than enough to power your OpenClaw. Select this URL that they give you. Paste it into your browser. And then you're just going to log in. And then you're going to hit continue. And all you need to do here is copy this. Go back into your terminal and paste it in and hit enter. And that's going to install it for you. Default model, keep your current GPT 5.5, enter, hit yes. And then it's going to ask you for how you want to communicate. I'm going to recommend Discord. So the trading bot works really well with Discord because you can manage all the different channels. So we're going to set that up with Discord. Okay, and now we need to set this up, and it's going to give you instructions. So we're going to go to the Discord developer portal, and then what we want to do is new application right here. It gives you all the instructions. We're going to call it YouTube Hetzner. I'm just going to make sure you're not a robot. Okay, so you're going to click on bot here, and the reset token is here. But before we hit that, we want to make sure you have presence, server, and message content intents. You're going to have all three of these checked. Hit save, right? And then we're going to hit reset token to get this token. And then here's our token. We're going to copy the token, go back into OpenClaw, our terminal here, and then paste it in. Hit enter. Configure Discord channel access. We're going to hit yes. Allow list. And then your Discord channel is allow list. So I have my Discord channel here. I'm going to create a new channel called YouTube Demo. Okay, so what you can do here is you can right click, copy server info, copy server ID, paste that in, slash, and then you're going to do the same thing with the channel, copy channel ID, and then paste that in. Search provider, DuckDuckGo, hit enter, configure skills, you hit yes, and then you can actually go through these and see which one of these are useful for you. You do need to take into account most of these are designed for Macs, so we're on a Linux machine, so you probably won't have access to it. So I'm going to skip it. And then here it's going to prompt you to add some API keys so that you can have some extra usage. I'm just going to hit no for all these. And then for hooks, I'm only going to use the compaction notifier. It tells you what it does, which is really nice. And then you have session memory, which keeps track of all the things you talk about, which is also really nice. So I have these two. That's all I need. And then that's all you need to do. It's going to install your gateway. And then the next thing you want to do is just hatch in terminal just to make sure it works. It's going to give you like a little welcome message, and it's going to say, you know, give me a name, nature, vibe. What should I be? Name, YouTube, nature, friendly, assistant, vibe, practical is good. You can put whatever you want. You know, this is how you describe how you want your bot to behave and, you know, kind of define its personality. Emoji, YouTube emoji. Hit enter. It's okay. Now it's going to ask you about you, Rich, PST YouTube video. You can always change these later. Next thing we want to do is we want to add swap to our system. Swap is basically allowing our VPS machine to have more access to memory, because right now it's only on a 2 GB RAM machine and we need a little more RAM for just different things that we're going to do. So what I'm going to do is tell it to create 4 GB of swap. Okay, and then I want to make sure on restart will swap be available. Yes, so add it to the restart. Okay, now we want to make sure that we can talk to our Discord bot. So we're going to go back into the applications. We have the token copied already. What we want to do is click on OAuth on the left, and then here we're going to click on bot. And here you're going to have access to all the bot permissions. I'm generally going to do pretty much everything. Look on their documentation to see what all these mean, but I'm going to put everything. The only thing I'm not going to do is manage messages. This one is important because this will allow OpenClaw to delete messages, and I don't want to delete anything because I want to keep track of everything. Voice permission, it can't really do any of these, but I basically am just going to select all of it just to future proof it. And then when you're done, you're going to copy this and then paste it onto a new tab, and then you're going to add it to server. And then it's going to have basically everything that you checked. Authorize, okay. And now it is in the server. What I can do is at YouTube Hetzner, hey. Okay, so you want to DM the bot, and then it's going to say all this. All you need to do is copy this line into your TUI, and it's going to connect your Discord to your OpenClaw machine. And then you say hi again. Sometimes it doesn't work right after, so you might need to send a second message. So you send hi again, and this should start messaging you. Can you send messages and read messages in the channel? Can you send messages and read messages in the YouTube demo channel? Okay, so it said it has to check what OpenClaw can see from this side rather than guessing, so I guess it did some work. And I sent another message, and it basically was able to see it and able to respond. Are you there? Question mark. And so you notice that it's not responding unless I tag it. Tag it and just say, respond to all messages in this channel, even if you are not tagged. And this is one of the beautiful things about OpenClaw, is that it can automatically update its own settings in its own configuration, pretty much do whatever you want with it. That's pretty amazing. So if you try it again now and just say hello, might take a minute, because usually what happens with these configuration changes, it goes through a gateway restart, and that usually takes, a couple seconds, maybe 30 seconds. How is the weather in London right now? This is the full setup from getting it started from a VPS, setting up Tailscale for security, and then installing OpenClaw, and then getting it working on your own Discord server. In part 2, I'm going to set up GoTrader and then set it up with Hyperliquid so that we can get yourself started trading. Thanks for watching, guys.